your child's school on lockdown, how would you feel? The first thing that I saw when I got off the plane from Spain, and mind you, I was excited to be back in the U.S., was a breaking news report like this one on Sandy Hook. What a welcome home, right? This was very disconcerting to me, and this is why I decided to speak on gun violence. Ever since this has happened, I've always been curious as to what the government has been doing concerning this topic. The rise of gun violence in the United States of America over the past year should prompt immediate action rather than mere reaction by the government, emphasize the importance of background checks on gun sales, and strengthen gun regulations as a whole. So why should immediate action be prompted? Why now? Well, the WhiteHouse.gov page says, now is the time to do something about violence. It mentions the Sikh temple shooting, the Aurora, Colorado shooting, the Tucson, Arizona shooting, and now the Newtown, Connecticut shooting. And it says, despite witnessing these tragedies again and again, nothing could have steeled the nation for what happened in Newtown, Connecticut. Now, to me, this sounds like a knee-jerk reaction. I don't understand why it took so much time. It took countless shootings back-to-back for them to realize after a great tragedy, after 5, 6, 7-year-olds are being shot in the face, to discover that they needed to do something about gun regulation. Why not before? Jonathan Strait, in his article, Gun Violence in America, states, the spike of 72 deaths in 2012 includes only 0.8% of all firearm-related homicides in 2011. Many gun deaths, especially in large cities, never make the news. Something should have been done a long time ago. So I believe the first step towards change should be to strengthen background checks, especially on those considered mentally ill. Roland Martin on CNN.com stated, we need tough and stringent gun control, not solely to prevent murder, but to remove the option when someone is angered, depressed, or in the case of too many, mentally ill. He mentions the fact that Jared Lee Loughner from the Gabby Gifford shooting, Seung Hee Cho from the Virginia Tech shooting, James Holmes from the Aurora, Colorado shooting, and Adam Lanza from the Sandy Hook shooting were all described as mentally unstable. And then Mike Lupica on New York Daily News listed recent news that Adam Lanza was discovered to have a spreadsheet in his house. And this was a large, extensive spreadsheet with research over different shooters that have done like mass shootings and things of this nature over the years. And it was considered a score sheet because he gave these people points. And they believed that because he was an avid video game player, this was his goal. He wanted to be at the top of that list. Something's not right with that. The WhiteHouse.gov says there are still 17 states that make fewer than 10 mental health records available to the background check system. But of course, with doing this ban on the mentally ill, there's the factor of overdoing it and underdoing it. And Robert Leder discussed this. He said the ban would be under-inclusive because plenty of people with severe mental illness escape the existing ban on possessing firearms. This law would be over-inclusive because many people recover from mental illnesses and lead healthy and productive lives. So obviously this is a complex issue, and this is the reason why I believe the regulations need to be strengthened. Now, I have a couple of stats for you guys, and these were collected from CBS and New York Times shortly after the Sandy Hook shooting. There was a national telephone survey over 1,110 people. And when asked whether they believe that the gun regulations should be more strict, 54% agreed, 34% thought that it should stay the same, and 9% thought it should be less strict. When asked whether there should be a nationwide ban on semi-automatic weapons, 53% agreed, and 42% of that number live in gun houses. When asked if there should be background checks on potential buyers, 92% agreed. And when asked whether there should be a national database on sales, 78% agreed, 72% of which live in a gun household. So, obviously, America agrees with this issue. Something needs to be changed. Now, some people believe that if they did something about gun regulations, if they made it stronger, that America would be less safe. Eric Pratt of Gun Owners of America stated, if they, the government, get their way, we will see even more of these tragedies. He stated that most of the mass shootings that have taken place have been done in gun-free zones. For example, he listed Connecticut. It has what was considered the 5th toughest gun restrictions, but they were all broken by Adam Lanza. However, Jonathan Stray in his article said the fact that his research shows that reduced access to guns would lead to less crime. He says 10% reduction in U.S. households would lead to 3% reduction in homicides. Now, this is not a large number, but even small change will make a large difference. So in conclusion, gun violence has raised to unimaginable heights. So immediate action should be taken by the government, and background checks should be strengthened, and gun regulations should be strengthened as well. Reaction is normal, but a firm follow-through is necessary. Not just reaction, but action. So I want to leave you guys with this quote from Rita Mae Brown. It says, "A life of reaction is a life of slavery, intellectually and spiritually. One must fight for a life of action, not reaction." Thank you.